Hey, Bennett. I feel like I've not seen you in such a long time.
No, I've been here. You're the one who's been traveling. That's a good opportunity, yeah? The one I forwarded it to you.
Oh no, I was excited. I sent it to all of the continuing ed folks across the state. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, no, thanks for
And
thinking of
and
us.
it's one of three, so there's, two more forthcoming.
Yeah, no, I signed up.
Good. Sounds like a very interesting topic.
No, I think so. And I mean, it's exactly what we are doing. So it will be interesting to get a little bit more of a national perspective on it as well. It's always good to see what other people are doing. So yeah, I'm interested in being a part of it.
Yeah, and I think the overlap or the nexus with data is what I was most interested in.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, and I'm going to apologize up front. I have a 1:30 that is our administrative team. It's the chancellor's meeting. So I will be ducking out.
No
So
worries. We'll
thank
send you the link to the recording, and the
Yeah,
test
that'd be
is
great.
next week.
Yeah. Carrie,
Okay,
you look like you're hosting quite the crew there.
I know. We missing you, Dan.
I know. I wish I could be there.
We need somebody from Tennessee. You know anyone?
From Tennessee?
Oh no.
At least 6 more people in here.
Right.
We see Mr. Anbe there. And then we see Colonel Khomeini. We see Aaron.
Oh. Sorry, I'm just
Just
eating my
see.
lunch real quick. I'll turn it back on in just a minute. Chief's going to be in here with me too, Chief Uchimura, in just a few minutes.
Okay, so we can start in about, what time is it now? In about a minute. And thank you for making it, Lorna. She texted me, I'm gonna be late.
Hi, Lorna.
Hi, everybody.
So I see Leah's here and Molly and April.
Hello.
Oh, I see Ruth made it from public libraries,
Oh, cool.
Waikiki.
Cool.
Hi, Leah.
Hello, how are you?
Wonderful. I love your hair.
Thanks.
Okay, why don't we get started? Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining today's Sector Strategy and Career Pathways Committee meeting. We have a full agenda, so we'll start by calling if you could actually, if you have your minutes, could you look through it? So when we have it approved, I need a motion. But then my name is Carrie Mishura. I'm the chair of this committee, and I would like to acknowledge my committee vice chair. Where's Lorna? Lorna Wu from the, oh, that's a hard painters union, but it's actually the union of painting or what it name? Okay, this is a public meeting under the open meeting law. The committee members and guests are viewing in Zoom and live. We have staff from the Department of Labor and Industrial Relations in room 317 in case members want to meet and guests want to meet in person. To start the meeting and to document the minutes, I would ask members and guests to introduce themselves, name and organizations. So in fact, I'll start with this man here. So I'll have Dan introduce himself.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dan Durger, the director of the Pacific Center for Advanced Technology Training.
Okay, I'm going by this. So I see Lorna.
Hi, I'm Lorna Wu, Director of Government Affairs for the Painters and Allied Trades Union, District Council 50.
Okay, next I see Leah Diaz.
Aloha, everyone. I'm Leah Diaz. I am the administrator of the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation with the State Department of Human Services and a member of the Workforce Development Council.
Thank you, Leah.
Thank you.
Colonel Kumini.
Hi, Regina Kumine. I'm the 154th Wing Deputy Commander with the Hawaii Air National Guard.
Thank you, Colonel. April.
Hi, everyone. I'm April Aquavella from Honolulu Community College.
Okay, I see Ruth.
I'm Ruth Pukahi, Children's Librarian at Waikiki Kapuhulu Public Library.
Thank you, Ruth. Corey.
Corey Ranke, Administrator with the Hawaii Parliament Authority.
Thank you, Corey. Shelley.
Hi, good afternoon. Shelley Ihori from Hawaii Pacific Health Workforce Development.
Nicolette.
Hi, Nicolette Vanderlee, Program Manager at UH Community College Systems for the Good Jobs Hawaii project.
Okay, Molly.
Aloha, I'm Molly Mamaro with the Oahu Economic Development Board.
Winnell.
Hi, everyone. Winell Kaneshiro, Department of Education, Workforce Development.
Okay, we have Thomas Chalk.
Aloha kako, Thomas Chalk with DBED, Creative Industries Division.
Okay. Do we have a next page? Okay, Pat.
Aloha, everyone. Pat Anbe, Hawaii Department of Education, Waipahu Community School for Adults.
Okay, Stacy.
Hi, Stacy Higgins, Hawaii P20.
Okay, Jill.
Sorry, hi, I'm Jill Canfield. I'm Jill Takasaki Canfield with Hawaii Literacy.
Okay, Roseanne.
Hi, Roseanne Parpato, Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, Corrections Education.
Okay, Erin.
Hi, everyone. Erin Yagi, Leeward Community College Teacher Education Program, Alternative Certification for CTE Licensure.
Okay, Julianne Baker Martin. My turn.
Yeah.
You name it.
Hi, sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I'm actually on a meeting, but I'm with Hawaii Literacy. I'm the Adult Literacy Program Manager.
Okay, thank you, Julianne. Vanessa.
Good afternoon, everyone. Vanessa Rogers, Education and Workforce Development at the Chamber of Commerce, Hawaii. And I apologize, my camera's not on. It's not working.
Okay, Donna.
Aloha, everybody. I'm Donna. I'm a re-engagement navigator with the Department of Education, Education for Homeless Children and Youth. Thank you.
Okay, we have Julia.
Oh, I think we already got her.
I don't think so.
Julia?
Julia. Is that it? Okay, did I miss anyone?
Christine Nishita. Hi, everyone. UH Center on Aging.
Oh, thank you, Christine. Okay.
And in this room.
Okay. Oh, and in this room we'll have Evan.
I am Evan Palmer. I'm staff with the Workforce Development Council.
Becky Tevis, also with Workforce Development Council.
Hi, I'm Justine with the University of Maryland Global Campus.
Did we get everyone?
Bennett Misalucha,
Oh,
Executive
sorry.
Director.
Oh, the leader.
Workforce Development Council.
Okay. Ken, did you get a chance to look over the minutes? Can I have a motion to accept?
Oh, that's the Center Strategies.
Lorna Wu motion.
Thank you, Lorna. Can I get a second?
This is Pat Anbe. I second the motion.
Thank you, Pat. Any discussions? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. Could you please say, raise your hand and say yes? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, hearing none, it's passed. Let's see. Motion is carried. Okay, let's proceed with today's presentation. We have three presenters, first of whom would be Justine Fiesta, who's Outreach Partner Specialist with University of Maryland Global Campus. Interestingly, I just reconnected with her at a DECA. We judged DECA at the CTSO. So we have Justine, if she's ready to present.
The group can see them. Cannot, right?
No, not yet. I can share the screen.
And she went to the same school as Aaron Yagi, Waipahu.
It's right there, share, I think the green one.
Oh. Can you see the screen?
Put it in.
Yeah, I'll put it in full screen.
Okay, well, that gets pulled up. Hi, everyone. My name is Justine Fiesta. I'm with the University of Maryland Global Campus. Specifically, I'm an outreach partnership specialist. Next. Just to give you guys a little bit of background about our history, taking it back to 1944, 1945, just as World War II was about to come to an end, that was around the time that the GI Bill was created. And the benefit of that was for service members and veterans to be able to have access to higher education. And the issue with the GI Bill at that time was that not a lot of higher education institutions were very accommodating to the service members. You know, these are students who are still serving in the military. Most institutions did not have a way for them or resources for them to be educated in their campuses. So that was around the time in 1947 where UMGC was founded, first as the College of Special and Continuation Studies. Another problem with that was that with the GI Bill, a lot of service members in state, or I guess in the US, were taking advantage of it, but there were still students or service members in Europe post-war in Germany who were still serving and wanted to take advantage, but there was no way to kind of give them access to higher education. And that was when in 1949, we were the first university to send faculty overseas to teach our active duty military. Since then, we've been trailblazers in distance learning and global leader in online education. And our mission is to inspire hope, empower dreams, and transform lives one student at a time. Specifically here in Hawaii, we have been here for about 20 years now, mostly in the military bases, serving our military members. But 4 or 5 years ago, we decided that we wanted to expand. And so we opened up a location in Pearl City, right off of Ka'ahumanu Street by Tea Time Taiwan, if you guys know where that is. What we wanted was to serve the civilian working adult population here in Hawaii. And so we have advisors here, we have military education coordinators and people like me. The reason why we wanted to create my job was to extend our educational benefits to civilians. Again, we just want to empower and help develop Hawaii's workforce. So that way, you know, our locals can stay here, stay competitive and stay here. We have created different workforce development partnerships. I'll get into that in a little bit on the business and organizational side, but we really are here in Hawaii, boots on the ground, because we want to serve and grow our population here. And so as far as programs and degree offerings, we have about 135 degrees and certificates ranging from associate's degree all the way to doctoral. And on the side, we have undergraduate and graduate certificates. The way that it works is we offer flexibility and accessibility. That's mainly what the students pay for. We're 100% online with some hybrid options for our military members and veterans. We have rolling admissions and multiple start dates. So that way, once students apply, they actually have 2 years to decide if they want to pursue education or not. Our classes are all synchronous. So our students can just log in whenever they have the time to. They can do their classes. That way they are planning their school around life rather than planning life around school. As for our student profile, our population consists of 80% students who work full-time. Our average age is actually 31 for our undergraduate students, and about 35% of UMGCs are students are employed and have children. So really, again, we are catering to mostly adult learners who don't have the time to go to a traditional school in person. Okay, and the way that we like to outreach is through, I like to say that we sector them off to different, 3 different categories. First is business and organizations. We have relationships with different chambers on the island. So the Hawaii Chamber of Commerce, Kailua Chamber of Commerce, and I think Kapolei Chamber of Commerce as well. And with the Chamber of Commerce's, we actually have, with that partnership, we have 25% off discount to those who are members of the chamber and their employees and dependents. If we don't have that, we also have partnerships with different local businesses, and we are in those networking events. We also participate in the industry-specific events. For example, I think we did like the Hawaii Physicians Assistants, really getting in there just to let students know that, you know, if you can't go to a traditional school, this is definitely an option. And as far as for veterans and National Guard also should be a part of this population too. We have the Chapter 33 and Chapter 31 that most of them don't know is available to them. So we like to attend those yellow ribbon events to just let them know that, hey, this is available for you. You should take advantage of it if you want to start or continue your higher education. For our community colleges and high schools, we are at the colleges tabling. So Honolulu Community College, Windward, Leeward, and KCC, we're there. We also like to visit high schools and provide ourselves as resources to high school students. One thing I do want to highlight is the articulation agreements at the 4 Oahu community colleges. They're actually by program, so it's not like a full articulation agreement, it's by program. So depending on what school you go to, we may have an articulation agreement with them. And I wanted to highlight that because the end goal for the community colleges, just to be transparent, is to have an MOU of some sort. The reason why for that is because we would be able to offer a 25% discount to students if we have that MOU, but we just haven't found the right contact for the UH system to kind of get that ball rolling. For our high school students, we do have concurrent enrollment available. The requirement is just that they're 13 years old. So starting high school freshman, you can start, earning credits. And these are, we're an accredited university, so these are real legit credits. We just need a written permission from a high school official, such as a guidance counselor or a principal that kind of just lets us know that the student is college ready, as well as being able to see their high school transcripts. When students are enrolled, they can take up to 7 credits per semester, or that is equivalent to about 2 to 3 classes per semester. And while they're still in high school, they're able to take classes online and gain credits while they're still in high school. Okay, that about sums up my presentation. Any questions?
Are you currently working with any of the high schools in Hawaii?
Yes, there's not like an official partnership, but we do attend all of the college fairs that they are at, and we do individual high school visits. So if you guys have heard of like rep visits, we can request to visit a school on there, and we try to do as many as we can per semester. But as of right now, it's kind of slowing down because it's the spring, so.
Are there any students taking classes from high school?
In Hawaii, as of right now, I don't know of anybody, but we have.
It's possible.
Yes, it's possible.
Anyone has any questions?
How many students do you have currently enrolled in Hawaii?
Ooh, I was afraid you're gonna ask that. I just started working with UMGC in December, so I don't have the statistics there yet. But we have, I want to say, about 1,000 in, or sorry, I'm thinking of alumni. That is in Hawaii. About 1,000 Hawaii alumni.
So I think I see Colonel Komini there, and one of the things that maybe might come to mind is that a lot of her personnel are trained. Can they get credits from this leading toward a degree?
Yeah, if they are wanting to get a degree, especially like, those credits from boot camp, BMT, those can transfer into college credits. So that way they're not really starting from scratch. So they can get credits for the service that they've done.
A lot of times they work their way up to become instructors and stuff, so they can get credit for that, leading toward some sort of degree or an advanced degree. Okay. I think what we'll do later is I'll contact you with Colonel Komini, because then you can have a discussion, because I think for the airmen, I think it's important, it's an opportunity that they can take advantage of. And I see Kurt in the back there sitting by. Any other questions?
Yeah, sorry, my screen doesn't go. I do have a maybe not necessarily a question, but a comment. So you mentioned the GI Bill, so I just did want to, just for everybody who's online, if you're unfamiliar with what the GI Bill is, it's basically if you perform certain amount of active duty days. So for Guard members, we're not on Title 10 status every day, but we have people who deploy, who work at PACOM, PACAF, and they do Title 10 orders. So every time you do Title 10 orders, you earn towards this GI Bill. So this is the best kept secret, although it's not really a secret, but this is one of the best benefits that we have. So for example, I am dual military, so I'm in the Guard, my husband's in the Guard. We both have 100% GI Bill. So our two younger children will both go to college for free. So we have one in college right now because we are able to transfer those GI Bill benefits to our children. So just throwing that out there is another reason why, if you have folks that are looking for, what to do next in their lives, the Hawaii Air National Guard is a good option because, or the National Guard in general. Active duty is great too if your folks are looking to go overseas and travel and do all that. But for local kids that just want to stay home, it is a good option, and that GI Bill benefit is huge. And we have a lot of people who've gone on active duty orders just to get to 100%, so that they can give those benefits to their kids. But yes, thank you. I definitely would want to get your contact information. It was a great brief, so I appreciate the information, so we can see how we can collaborate in the future. Over. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Anyone has a comment? I think Roseanne might have, it might be a way to link with people in corrections and Corey. So that might be a place where you can make some sort of connections also. Any comments? Okay. If not, thank you. That was a great presentation. I think that a lot of people only hear on the news about University of Maryland Global Campus, but they're not really knowing what it is. It's just like, but yes. Now we move on to the next presentation, and we have Erin. So when Erin's ready, she is the CTE Licensure Program Field Placement Coordinator. Wow, long title. But so Erin, if you're ready.
Someone once told me that, if we get paid by the letter in our titles, that would be great. No, I'm kidding. Hi, everybody. For some of you, I know that we've spoken before. I've met you. I see some of my friends in this meeting as well. So hello, everybody. What I'm going to present to you is something similar to just explaining the program, and some of you have heard about it before. So I really want this to be a talk story type of session. So all of you take notes so that you have questions to ask. No, I'm kidding. It's okay for me to share my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Should be.
Yeah.
Oh, she knows what she's doing.
So hello everyone and welcome to Leeward Community College. We do a teacher licensure program here. It's one of two, one in CTE and one in special education. We also have programs to and associates in teaching offered at the community college level here at Leeward. So I'm just going to talk about one program, and the reason why Carrie asked me to present today was our program. What we do is I explain it like an upskilling program where we take people with industry expertise and industry experience. We layer on the education component onto that and help them apply for licensure with the Hawaii Teacher Standards Board so that they can teach in a DOE secondary school, so anywhere from middle to high school. So what the great part, the thing I sell about our program, similar to the presentation you saw earlier from the other Waipahu alumni, is we are online and most of our courses are online asynchronous. So people can be taking our courses while they are still having a full-time job. A lot of our teachers are also emergency hires already in the school. So what we do is we help with the support and mentorship as well, because a lot of our lecturers and the people who teach our courses have DOE experience. The program, it usually takes 3 to 4 semesters, depending on what kind of degree someone is coming in with. However, it is fully customizable. Life happens. And so I work directly with all of the teacher candidates in order to customize a program that works best for them. Again, the mentorship and support. And so we, a lot of us come from the DOE, and all of my DOE friends on this meeting also know that I bother them a lot to know what's happening currently in the department so that we can make sure that what we're teaching in our courses is timely and relevant to what they're, the initiatives actually happening in the Department of Education. At this particular moment, and I have to say that because I know that we have some people in our meeting who know that this is going to change, but right at this time, we do look at the bigger umbrellas of the arts and communication, business, health services, IET, industrial engineering technology, natural resources, and public human services. This is going to change a little bit. So what I like to do is talk to everybody who is interested in the program so that I can understand their unique situation and what expertise they're bringing into the program so that I can recommend the best course of action for them and which licensure field would be the most helpful to them and what their career, their teaching goals are. Our program is designed to start off with starting with some foundational courses. Then we have some time in the classroom along with, then we do like both the foundational and the application. And then we go fully into the field practicum demonstration at the end of our program. So it's, we slowly get to the student teaching part where you're in the classroom all day, every day. So like I said, there are 2 different tracks, one for those who have an associate's degree and one for those who have a bachelor's degree. And there's also industry work requirements depending on what that degree is in, which is why there's so many variables. So if anybody is interested, I would recommend that they schedule a meeting with me first because I can help them navigate the little but this or that that can happen. So again, the track 1 bachelor's degree is a 17 credit program, can be done within 3 semesters with the student teaching and the support seminar being in the final semester. And with that, with those with an associate's degree, has, let's see, here we go. Actually has 2 additional classes in there, so they're able to finish this within 4 semesters. So with all of that, oh, sorry, I shouldn't have put a period on that sentence. The other thing we also have is in this elective section, these 3 classes can also be taken by in-service teachers for professional development credit. If they follow the Department of Education's procedure on how to see if that actually, if they qualify for using that for their reclassification and things. But we do open these 3 classes for safety, educational technology, and coming in fall English language learner methods for CTE. We open those courses for in-service teachers as well. So let me stop sharing. And I'm expecting 10,000 questions. None.
All right,
Yes.
let's see. I think some of the interesting parts would be maybe like Lorna, where she could actually, and I think we talked about it before, with the carpenters, we have some of these people in labor there, they get injured. How can we transition them into, they might not be able to work for a while because they cannot climb the scaffolds anymore, or they can't do a lot of the jobs. Is there a way that they can actually go into this program so they can be licensed and use their skills to pass it on through the classrooms?
Especially if they've gone through a program and gotten their associate's degree and they have industry experience, yes, definitely they can apply to the program, and I would walk them through that process and just double check all of the transcripts and the requirements. For those who do not have an associate's degree, we're currently working on what is going to be allowable and not. So I can't say like, oh yes, but right now, anybody who holds an associate's degree or bachelor's degree or higher, yes, we are able to welcome them into the program and help them get their license in 3 to 4 semesters. This is a great program for those who are taking their career change. Like Carrie mentioned, somebody who gets injured and can't lift as much as they could in the past or something. I think you were talking about construction. Yeah, Carrie?
Right.
So there are different situations. Sometimes I've had people tell me, if you had asked me right after high school, would I be a teacher? And no. But after they've been in the industry, they realize that, they really want to share this knowledge with students. So we help them be able to transfer that expertise, that they gained from industry to the students in the classroom.
I have a question, Carrie.
Yes.
So Erin, I'm sure you've heard that there's a teacher apprenticeship program, right? So I'm kind of curious how that parallels with yours. Do people have a choice which career pathway to go, or is it like something that you can actually, correlate?
So for the apprenticeship, I haven't gotten too much of the details about what that's going to look like, but it would probably apply to our field practicum semesters where they're in the classroom for the first semester, we have 150 hours required, and then the second semester is 450 hours required. So I'm guessing that's where it is. I can't speak definitively because, sorry.
No worries.
I don't know the details.
I'm kind of curious.
But yeah, but for as for what pathway somebody is interested in and can come into the program with, that's where I sit down with all of them and they tell me like, I have a business degree. Okay, then I can help you with this. Or I have an engineering degree, but I worked in the solar energy industry. Okay, so tell me about your job, and then we'll go through it. And tell me about the courses that you've taken, and then we can decide together collaboratively which pathway fits best, and what the school is actually looking for as well. So each person's situation is so different. That's why either between me or our counselor, we talk to everybody and kind of navigate
Thank
it
you.
because
Thank you.
sometimes depending on which university that they come from to, the same degree might be called something different. And so we have to navigate that as well.
So Chair, I have a follow-up question. Oh,
Sure.
okay. Just one more and then I'll turn it to Leah. So I'm kind of curious because of the fact that there's a shortage. You always talk about the shortage in teachers and, you know, I don't know, the numbers sometimes go as high as 1,000, sometimes 200. Ever since you started this program, have you tracked like how many teachers you have supplied and filled the gaps on a yearly basis?
So career technical education is a very niche, you know, kind of program. And with current trends, yes, the demand for career and technical education teachers has increased. But I think we've always been like this little secret, maybe. I don't know. So yes, I am trying to get the word out and increase our enrollment. But you know, I think in the past it's been trending at around, it was trending at around 10 to 15. And I think we brought that up to about 15 to 20. But you know, we're always looking for people who are interested to, you know, come in and check us out just because, I mean, there's other options for people as well within the University of Hawaii system. And so, you know, sometimes we might not be the best fit, but yeah, we're happy to help everybody find the program that works best for them.
Thank you for all that you do, Erin. Appreciate it.
But
Thank
one
you
of
for
the
the question.
understand is that this is a fairly new program and it hasn't been around for a long time. As the need for CTE teachers came out, then this program. So Erin, how old is this program? It's not that.
I mean, I think I've been told it's like 10 to 12, but I think in the beginning it was more like setting up. So I'm not sure how long we've actually had students. So I will be honest, I am about a year almost in this current position. And then I was another semester, you know, being the other part of this. So that's why nowadays you see a lot of emails from me and being like, hey, look at our program.
Okay, thank you. I know Leah had a question.
Yes, thank you so much. Hi, Erin. My name is Leah. I work for DVR, and I've heard a lot of people talk about, you know, the best kept secrets, and I feel like DVR is also one of those. Erin, are you familiar with DVR?
Actually, yes, I went
Oh,
to a
good.
meeting and at that point I had not heard of you, heard of that department, but I am slightly familiar now.
Okay. I just want to ask a favor because I feel like, so we work with people with disabilities, whether they've had them since they were born or whether they acquire them later in life. And I feel like your program could be such a great partner for us. So I'm going to put my contact information in the chat and I'm just wondering if I could follow up with you after.
Oh, sure, great.
Yeah.
Be
Thank
awesome.
you.
Love to meet with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I did get another question about my camera, so I almost dropped it earlier. So I'm sorry. That's why it's off center because like I was trying to adjust it and it almost crashed into my face. So I don't want to touch it anymore. Sorry about that. I know April and one now had their hand up. So April.
Oh, hi, Erin. Thank you. I just wanted to know if you have been working with anyone at Honolulu Community College in regards to like the trades workers and getting their associates.
No, actually, that's a really good question. And I think you and I should sit down one day. Yeah, I
Okay.
hadn't thought of that. Yeah.
Yeah, so any of the ones who finish the registered apprenticeship program who go on to Journey Out, they actually can, like convert those to hours and take, I think, 5 more class credits and they earn their associates. But I don't think many people have really, like taken that opportunity or leveraged it. So I think that might be like an area to fill that gap if you get those individuals.
Oh, that's a really good point, April. And it's really interesting. We had that that question come up just really recently, and I was thinking of reaching out. And now that you're there, I'm gonna come bother you.
Thank you.
So Erin, I can get you April's contact information. April was a former co-chair of this committee, just for your information.
Yes, that's right. I know April from when I was at Campbell High School too. I used to bother her from that position as well. So
Yes, I
for
moved
April,
around, so now I'm at HCC.
April can't shake me. Neither can Wanel. Wanel, you had a question.
Is there anyone else have a comment or question?
Sorry, I was just gonna make a comment earlier about the work that Erin's doing and in trying to promote CTE teaching. Because that is a big need for us. And I know Bennett was talking about the how this has impacted our classroom. And like Erin was saying, for us, it's a little bit hard with CTE because schools are only going to offer the courses if they have the teachers for it. So the more teachers we can get with that CTE skill set, the more we can offer our students these courses. So like for us, we are looking for people maybe who are coming out of the military, because we know that the military has a wide array of skill set. You know, when they come out of the military, there's a wide array of skill sets. Maybe some of them want to come into teaching. That's Erin's program can help set them up for that. Or even like from the skill trade, those who are near retirement, or maybe those who are no longer want to maybe work in the skill trades, teaching is an option. So for us, we are always looking to expand our offerings, and for us to be able to do that, we got to be able to have those instructors willing to offer those path courses. So
Another option may be when you look at like the Hawaii Air Guard, they have people who are not active or full-time, so they can be in the Guard and yet on the regular everyday work, they can actually be instructors at the schools. So they can actually play dual roles.
Right. And we have a couple of teachers who are in the Guard. So, I mean, for us, we are always looking, right? There's always a need. So send them our way.
Yeah, and
Please.
thank you so much, Manel, because and to kind of add on to what Manel was saying, we haven't had many people coming to our licensure program in the recent semesters coming from building and construction, automotive, you know, a lot of those industrial and engineering technologies backgrounds. So if you know anybody who is even slightly interested in being a teacher, please, you know, have them contact us and I can convince them. No. I can, you know, explain to them, you know, the different things that we can do. The schools are always looking for, I think, Winell Automotive has been one, building and construction, engineering, so those kinds of teachers as well. So if you know anybody.
Okay, any other questions? If not, we'll go to our next presenter, Jill Takasaki Canfield from Hawaii Literacy. Jill?
Hi, everyone. I'm going to try to share my screen. Oops. Can you see that? Am I sharing?
No.
Not yet?
Okay.
Okay, how about now?
Yes, very good.
Okay, so I know there's a lot. So thank you, everyone. Hi, I'm Jill, and I'm the Executive Director at Hawaii Literacy. My colleague in the Adult Literacy program is also on the call, but I think she had to take a phone call. So I'm just going to share a little bit. Basically, you know, I'm excited because it's great to learn more about the two opportunities we heard about, as well as I know there's lots of people on the call that we collaborate with. So we view ourselves as a place where people can come to get essential reading, writing, and lifelong skills. In particular, we want to make sure that people, especially adults, so we work in underserved communities, both with children and adults and families, but one of our niches, I think, is the fact that we're the only organization that works with adults with very low levels of literacy. And we want to make sure that we can fill that gap so that people can raise their literacy levels so then they can access the other opportunities. So I know there's a lot of people on the call, definitely the two presenters we just had, as well as I know there's some people from adult school where, you know, people then come to our program, then they can go to that program to maybe get their GED. Sometimes they stay with us and get a tutor to help them go through that program. But we just look at ourselves as a way to help people increase their level so they can access whatever workforce or educational or any other opportunity they might want to take advantage of. Okay. So our niche is working with the 1 in 6 adults that struggles to read and write, which really has an impact on every aspect of their life. So how it impacts not just the individual, but the family as well as following generations. So it really has an impact on just the cycle of poverty and under education. So we want to be a part. I mean, we're just one organization, but just want to be a part of making sure that people can access whatever resources they need so that they can achieve what they want to. So just here's a slide just about the impact and the far-reaching effects of low levels of literacy or illiteracy. So whether it's people are not able to access work and educational opportunities. In a recent survey, we have some libraries, family libraries and resource centers and public housing sites. So usually low English skill is listed as the top employment barrier. Again, the education and reading level is the strongest predictor of future income. And, you know, there's all kinds of statistics, which I'm sure lots of you are more familiar with them, just in terms of the impact on low workforce capacity and what that can mean for our city, state, nation, and the economy. So, as well as, again, the individual, just how it impacts people's earnings over their lifetime and what that will mean for their children and future generations. So, other things, as well as being able to take advantage of workforce and employment opportunities. It's really part of a cycle where you know, the greatest indicator of a child's academic success is still the literacy level of his or her parent. And so we know that if we can be a part of helping parents improve their literacy level, then we know that it will also have an impact on children and being able to support their out of school time needs. So just some other things in terms of the impact on the community. I know I'm going through this really fast, but I just want to be mindful of the time. So again, just the effect on the GDP, and really just the point is that low levels of literacy impacts every area, or can impact every area of someone's life. And so we know that this is a way to support people in many areas of their life. We do a little bit of work in Waiava and people that are incarcerated, and we know that we've seen some great outcomes. And I know there's some partners on the call, so I wish Julianne was able to jump in, but where we know we've seen people be able to increase their literacy level, sometimes outpacing people that are not incarcerated in terms of achieving greater levels of literacy. So, and the bottom line is, you know, there's so much need, you know, with 1 in 6 adults in our community, and in some communities, the number is closer to 1 in 4. So as far as we can tell, less than 10% of people who need services are not able to access them. Are able to access them, so more capacity is needed. So we do this through 5 programs. We have our three programs that work with adults, ELL classes that are taught by TESOL certified instructors, which also involves one-on-one tutoring if the learner wants it. We have digital literacy classes that are very foundational, basic digital literacy classes for someone who has very little experience working on a computer. So we try to make the classes very accessible for English learners as well. And so graphic rich, very simple English. And it is something that really can open up all kinds of opportunities as well as just help people support their social and just sense of community. The program that started our organization over 50 years ago was one-to-one tutoring. So again, training tutors to work one-on-one with adults in our community so that they can improve their literacy level. I think many of you might know of our bookmobiles. We have 3, 2 on this island and 1 on Hawaii Island. So it's really about providing access and out-of-school time support for children. But we also are, one of the things that we're going to start doing is adding an adult program person that can jump on the bookmobile and do outreach to parents or caregivers that are around as the children come to the bookmobile. We just want to make sure that we can help connect people to whether it's our program or other resources that are available in the community. The 5th program is our family libraries that are family resource centers and public housing sites. So the last thing just to share is, again, we try to fill the gap in access so that anyone who wants to increase their literacy level can, and then they can connect to other opportunities. We're also working with parents who may have their own language barriers to help them not just improve their literacy level, but also be able to support their children. And the last point I just wanted to make is, we work with so many community partners from all sectors. So we feel that, yes, we deliver our own programs, but we're also like a trusted community-based organization that we can help people connect to whatever resource they might need. So our focus is always to making sure that we collaborate, have strong partners, and develop models that are really community-based. We're doing some cross-sector projects on the Waianae Coast with community school. It's really a community school model, as well as working with the Family Assessment Center. We work with just different organizations and help people connect to whatever resources they might need. So thank you very much for the opportunity just to share about our program.
Thank you. Thank you, Jill. Does anyone have questions for Jill or areas that you want to learn more about what her program does?
Oh, Thomas has his hand up.
Oh, okay, Thomas.
Hi, Joe. Thanks for your presentation. I am curious if we have any kind of data or research that kind of tracks how often like literacy and what the impact of literacy is specific to workforce development. I mean, it seems like it's kind of just intuitive. Like, of course, if you can't read, it limits your career options and your career pathways, I guess. But I'm just wondering if there's any kind of like official research or statistical numbers that can kind of back that up. I'd just be curious to know like if there is any data supporting that.
Yeah, there's actually quite a bit of research that's been done on the impact of literacy in terms of workforce development opportunities. Some of the data is older. sorry, I'm trying to go back to my slide. But there's things related to how much a person might be able to earn. How many, like for example, 70% of people with low literacy skills have no full or part-time job. They might earn only about 44% of what a literate adult might earn. That kind of loss is about the last data, and I'm not sure how old this statistic is, was $800,000 over his or her lifetime. There's there's also data where it talks about if you can get, so for example, across the US, and I think this stat is 5 to 10 years old maybe, but if there's 43 million people who cannot read or write above a third grade level, but if you can get that up to even a sixth, seventh, eighth grade level, how that would impact income, not just for the individual, but the broader economy. For example, let's see. I know there's one statistic. Oh, it's illiteracy costs local communities about $225 billion a year in low workforce capacity. So I'd have to dig down to get that data. But I'm happy I can send something to you if you send you some links or.
I mean, it was just more of a curiosity, I guess, for me. Like I mean, like I said, it's kind of an intuitive thing, but
Yeah.
I like, making the case for, I guess for me personally, I do go back to in the work that I've been asked to do around workforce development. Sometimes it goes back to like foundational skills. So like, I work with the creative industries, and a lot of our conversations of late has been around stuff like entrepreneurship or communication skills, like what they call soft skills. And I just wonder if like just basic literacy, like, and it's fascinating to hear you say, like, even if we just increase that from third grade level to like sixth grade or high school level or whatever, which doesn't seem like a Herculean task necessarily, right? Like
Yeah.
what kind of impact that could have, because you're raising the foundational level across the entire population, and what that could do for all workforce development instead of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, no,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love that. I would never have thought of literacy as a kind of a lever that we could try to push or whatever
Yeah,
to improve workforce development. So appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, there's another stat. I think it's the third to sixth grade or below third grade to sixth grade level could generate 10% more GDP. And again, I'm not sure how old this stat is. I can get the article link. I can send it to you. But yeah, I mean, really, literacy is a lever. And, like I know a lot of people talk about digital literacy, that's considered a super social determinant of health, but so is literacy, even though I don't know that the research calls it that necessarily, but you can't do one without the other, or you can't do, digital literacy and literacy goes hand in hand. And that's what we're finding with all of our adult programs, that even though people come to us to improve their reading and writing, they really also end up being involved in digital literacy classes. I mean, we've integrated in everything that we do. It
Thank you.
is. It's very solvable. It's not the answer to everything, but it's part of the answer, I think. And it's something that, yeah, it's a really solvable problem that impacts our community. Thanks.
Yeah, I say Leah has a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, Leah.
Hi there. Hi, Jill. Thank you so much. All the presenters today are just so wonderful. Jill, I don't know if you're familiar with DVR. We help people with disabilities prepare for work or get back to work or keep their jobs. And you already answered one of my questions, was about people who are English language learners. So thank you. What about the intellectual level, or people that have learning disabilities or other kinds of intellectual disabilities. Have you worked with people like that, or are they appropriate referrals?
Jill, I can go on and
Yes,
answer
thank
this.
you. I was going to say, I hope Julianne's off her
yeah,
call.
sorry.
She can answer.
You know, we are non-discriminatory, but you have to kind of know the background of my program. So how we procure people to get a tutor or to increase their literacy levels. So we do an intake. All of our tutors are volunteers from the community. So they come from, you know, a wide variety of backgrounds. We have people that were bank execs, you know, they were in the military. But within that group of volunteers, we do get teachers from time to time. So usually when we do have people that, you know, are IDD, we usually try to pair those individuals with people that have an educational background or you know, specialized educational background, like a special ed teacher. So in some aspects, yes, we do. We don't ever try to turn away, but you kind of have to remember the volunteers are people from the community, so they don't have specialized training, you know, in working with people from that demographic, because the IDDs can get very complicated, and the supports that they need. A lot of these people come with ISPs, which I'm knowledgeable in because I have a background in special education. I was a special education teacher for many years, but we're spread very thin. There's a few of us that volunteer, so in a sense, yes, we do. We try to accommodate them as much as possible, and you know, case by case basis. So if you do have somebody, you know, please refer, and then I can see what I can do. But if we can't accommodate, then we refer out. I try to procure resources for them or get in contact with people that are able to accommodate what they need and the support they need.
That's totally understandable. I really appreciate it. And I was going to ask Jill, if you or Julianne or someone, my contact information is in the chat, and I just wanted to find out if we could have a presentation for our counselors. Thank you.
Thank you. I will make sure I grab the email, and yes, we'd love to talk with your counselors.
Thank you so much.
Anyone else has any question? I see Bennett. She's kind of raising her hand.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you. Thank you, Jill. And Leah, you are such an effective advocate for your group. I so appreciate your advocacy. So this is a little bit in response to Thomas's question. And I want to preface it because there's a question with this as well. So I kind of Googled it just out of curiosity, what the ranking of Hawaii is as far as literacy, and at least the most current data says that we are, hang on a second, 1 in 6 adults is struggling to read, and that literacy rate or illiteracy rate is at par with the national average. Now, in the mid-1800s, Hawaii was known for its high literacy rates. And then, in fact, the Hawaiian Kingdom was one of the most literate nations in the world. And of course, today, 1 in 6, but the other statistic is 50% of children from low-income communities can be up to 2 years behind their peers when entering first grade. So the other statistics is alarming is that, and in fact, this is from Office of Hawaiian Affairs, Native Hawaiian students have been documented as scoring disproportionately lower than non-Hawaiian students on standardized tests. So Jill, is that still true? And are there any extra efforts that you're making to reach out to the Native Hawaiians?
So I think the statistics you reference are similar to the last ones that I've seen and the ones that we use. I don't know if Julianne is still on the call. We do try to work in communities that have high rates of poverty and high rates of, or low levels of literacy. So we do focus our work in communities where there are a lot of Hawaiian, Pacific Island, but yeah, just anywhere where there's greater needs, which is why we, have things at public housing sites. We try to think about where we have our bookmobile Like one exclusively serves the Waianae Coast, one we call the town, but basically it's everywhere else on this island, but a lot of sites in Kalihi, Palama, Waipahu, different places. So we try to be strategic in where we invest our capacity and resources. I don't know if Julianne's back on a call or if she has anything else to add.
It's the same thing. And for our adult literacy programs, we're on Hawaii Island in those really far to reach places, Puna, Pahoa. It's a high concentration of your Native Hawaiians, Pacific Islanders. So, you know, in our program, it's very, very much so strategic so we can service that demographic to uplift and support those communities.
Okay, thank you. We have any other questions or comments? Okay, so next on our agenda, we have our executive director's report. And before we start that, I'd like to thank Ruth for being on because I think this is the first time we had someone from the public library system actually attend one of our meetings. So thank you, Ruth. And I know I met her in the Leaders in You conference. So, but thank you for attending, Ruth. Okay, Bennett.
Sorry, I was muted. Thank you, Chair. So I hope you're able to look at our slides. So my name is Bennett Misalucha, Executive Director of the Workforce Development Council. For some reason, I can't see my slides. Is it moving?
No.
No. Okay. How about that?
It
moved.
Okay. All right. So we're going to cover in the very short time, so I'm very mindful of the time, three things: an update on our unified plan implementation, the update on our structural transition into an attached agency, and a little bit of a focus on what the events are and activities for the first quarter of 2025. Apologies to those of you who attend other committee meetings. I do very similar updates, but you know, there's always new people in the room, so forgive me for, you know, reiterating these points. So first of all, update on the unified plan implementation. We're so happy that it's really moving, you know, fast forward and with a lot of people at the table and joining hands, and hopefully we can, you know, come up with something that would be really substantial and something we can all be proud of. So we had the kickoff of the implementation on December 9th. This past February, March, we had the 4 Catalyst teams who conducted their first meeting. And we also announced it at the board meeting that we receive a grant from the National Governors Association for the implementation of the unified plan, particularly as we, you know, marshal the efforts and the initiatives to create our own North Star for the state of Hawaii. I'm going to be talking about a little bit about the implementation. So quickly, we are done with the first round of meetings for the pillars. And this is just to give you a flavor of the scope of work for each of the 4 pillars. So for 2, 4, 6 for the 6 topics that each of the pillar is supposed to accomplish. Many of them have done 2, and there are 4 more items that need to be worked on, and that we're hoping to be able to check off that list in the next couple of weeks, maybe a month. So this is our implementation timeline. So as you can see, we're in the middle of February to May, which is when we have our North Star, the development of the North Star. We are hoping to have a Synergy Summit by July. The date and the venue is still being considered, but you'll hear more about it in the near future. In September, hopefully you have marked it on your calendar because you have attended our past Future of Work conference, and that is in collaboration with the Chamber of Commerce of Hawaii. So we are having our September Future of Work conference that is also in celebration of the National Workforce Development Month. We're hoping to have a report to the governor as far as the North Star, and hopefully have him bless it and launch it as well. And by that time, by December, we'd be ready with a report, and we're in a good path to actually submit our modification plan. Since, if you recall, the reason why we're doing this unified plan is because every 4 years, the Department of Labor requires all the state, in order for us to continue to receive federal funding, we're supposed to submit our strategic plan. And then midpoint, just in case you have a mid-course correction, we do a modification plan. So this is another update on our big to-do item, which is a transition into an attached agency. Bottom line is we want to be able to complete this task by June 30th. Here are some of the focus in 2025. I just want to call your attention to the fact that we're trying to build operational capacity for the second quarter, and making sure that we are in the process of actually modifying and developing our website. So here are some of the initiatives that are being right now undertaken to expend the PY 2022 unexpended funds. So here are the projects. I'm not going to, go over them, but many of you who are in the room are familiar with this. We're happy to note that, we're almost at the tail end of contracts, and hopefully we'll be able to launch these projects that are really going to, the objective of which is to increase awareness of our American Job Centers, and also be able to fund and increase WIOA enrollment. Our upcoming events, we are so happy to have tomorrow during the Youth Services Committee an excellent presentation, and I hope some of you will be able to join us. This is during the Youth Services Committee. We're having a presentation about a program that seeks to eliminate juvenile incarceration. What a novel concept. So I hope you can join us. It's funded by a funds, and I think it's 20 million in the next 8 years. So we are also proud to announce that we're going to have a local economic forecast. You're going to enjoy it. Hopefully you can join us for that too, April 28th, and more to come, more information to come, because I'm hoping to send that email by this afternoon. Lastly, I just want to thank the people who are, on this call, and I know that you could be spending your time elsewhere, but the fact that you're here caring about our community, collaborating, I want to thank the leadership of Carrie, and of course Lorna as well. WDC is a volunteer organization, albeit that it's supported by the state, but it is volunteers like you and Carrie and Lorna who really make the action happen, the magic happens. And of course, we can't do it without our team, Evan as well as Kelly. Back to you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. At this time, we're gonna have, any comments for Bennett before we go to the next, or before we close out? Any comments? Okay, since we have, at this time, the public is welcome to announce upcoming events and comment on relevant issues that were not included in today's meeting's agenda. Please be advised that in compliance with Sunshine Law, the committee cannot discuss or act on issues that was not included in this meeting's agenda. But issues raised during this period may be included in future agendas for committee considerations. So at this time, we can have a announcement. I think we have April.
Hi, thanks, Carrie. I just have an announcement. So This is April Ackwell from Honolulu Community College. I want to share with our DOE partners and everybody else on this call that we are hosting our third annual Summer CTE Academy this year from June 12th to July 16th. This is a 5-week exploratory program that gives high school students the opportunity to try 3 different concentrations related to our CTE program, such as welding, diesel mechanic, automotive, fashion, early childhood education, and a few more. It's a great program for students to broaden their outlook on different careers. There is a $50 application fee, and I'll post the websites in the chat. I also wanted to share that there's a scholarship available. Post that in there. For students who are interested in exploring specifically the skilled trades, but haven't necessarily had the opportunity to, whether it's because they weren't able to take the classes, or maybe their high schools don't offer the classes, or maybe they just weren't encouraged or supported to explore the skilled trades career path. Sponsored by the Castle Foundation, the Voyage to Vocation Grit Summer Scholarship allows these students to attend the Summer CT Academy for free. And they'll also get a small amount for financial support for transportation. So if you can, please share it within your network, share it with students. Think beyond who the typical, say, shop students are. And if you have any questions, then you can always hit me up.
Thank you. Any questions for April?
Chair, I just have one quick question, or I guess statement, that for those people who are interested to join any of our committee meetings, the Zoom links are always on our website. So just look for the date, and you can plug in and click on the link, and you will have access to the meetings.
Claire Davis, yes, sorry.
It's okay. Hi, April. I'm sorry if I missed it, but is this just for students on Oahu, or is it statewide?
The classes are held at Honolulu Community College, and they're half day. So they would have to be, here.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Okay, any other questions for April? Okay, if not, I'll have a short event announcement. The FBI is having a teen, what is this? It's a teen academy, and it's open to juniors and seniors in high schools that will graduate by May 2025. This is a one-day session, Wednesday, June 11th. And it'll be at the FBI Honolulu headquarters in Kailailoa. The applications must be submitted before April 18th, so it's not much time. But if you have a son, daughter, if DOE has students that want to go into or thinking about learning what the FBI does, they'll be focusing on like forensics. They'll also be looking at cyber citizenship. So they'll be looking at different things that's interesting for some of these students who don't know where to want to go. It's also learning some different things, but you can contact me and I can get you in touch with them. But anybody else has any questions? If not, does anybody else have any events that they want to announce? Okay, thank you all for attending. Our next meeting will be tentatively May 6th from 1 o'clock in room 317 or again on Zoom. Okay, thank you for showing up. You got any questions? If there's areas that you want to discuss, let me know. But thank you all for showing up.
Mahalo.
Thank you.